Let's get ready to rumble. In this corner, we have the folk body snatcher. In this corner, we have the folk body snatcher.
Let's get ready to rumble. Welcome to Joe Jackin with Bob and TC on IntellectualRadio.com. Again, that's IntellectualRadio.com. I'm your host, B.O.B. Bob, but I will go by the name of Robert Lee or Jr. if you insist on being formal. And as always, from the south side of Chicago, Illinois, give it up for my main man, Martise TC Wash Sr.
What
TC,
up,
what's
Bob?
up?
Man, what's up? How you feeling, brother?
Good, man. I'm good, man. Just got off this road coming from Michigan, man.
That's what's up, man. I don't see the live on here.
Oh, man, you got to go down, man. You got to find it real quick.
Go ahead,
Go down real quick. You'll find the live real quick. And just in case you didn't know, you listen to Joe Jackin with Bob and TC on IntellectualRadio.com. First of all, the call-in number is 708-223-8953. If you call that number, if you have any interest about a show, call Mr. Earl Winfrey. He will let you know what slots he have available. So if you got that drive in, you feel like you got a voice, you feel like you want to add to the community, make sure you call that number in and get your own spot to let your voice be heard. We have a great show for you today, man. We have my man Tone Duncan coming in, bringing us some mental stimulation. Man, the dude is a phenomenal speaker. He's a motivational speaker, but he has a gift of gab like no other. I'm gonna set him up real so he can fall real hard in case he don't bring his gift of gab with him. Yes. But man, we really look forward to. He got a lot of good points he want to bring up today. He bringing up 5 points about issues that's concerning in the Black community. So we're gonna go through that list to hear a different perspective. I know we always jump on the problems that's going on in the Black community, but I don't think this is the reason why they're being brought up. I think they're highlighting some things that we really need to evaluate in a different way so that they can be these issues that's being brought up can be a part of the solution and approach to the solution. TC, what's good, man?
Nothing, man. I know we're going to approach this later on, but I just want to talk about it right now.
Okay, go ahead.
I just wanted to know, seeing all the what's going on and what Trump said about the NFL, has feelings. So I just quoted him. Just want to read out and get your take on it real quick. Now, this is a quote. He said, "When you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of a B off the field right now, out, he's fired." Once you hear that statement, how did that make you feel?
It infuriated me. When I heard the statement, I heard it Saturday. It infuriated me. It really, you made me stop watching the NFL. I must admit, I wasn't with the ban on the NFL at first. I went 2 weeks without watching the games. I watched the Bears games the first 2 weeks, but after I heard Trump's statement, I said, the hell with the NFL. I'm not watching them because our president is dividing us in a way that should not be coming from that office. And I'm not watching the games. I'm a football fan. I'm a fanatic like you are. We both fans, but I must admit, I never want to be on the wrong side of history. And I want to stick with what's right in a sense to saying that they're creating a civil uprising, and I don't think that they understand what they're doing by being so one-track minded and not really understanding the reason why he knelt in the first place, and it turned it into something else that it wasn't intended to be. And it's tugging away at my manhood in me to always make sure I'm mentally prepared to, go to war if I had to. I don't want to be involved in the civil uprising, but I think some of our white friends, white people that we know in this world, they got to really be real sensitive and understanding what this divisive language is doing. They really need to understand it's making people choose sides, and we got to be real careful to not acknowledge each other's grievances, each other's concerns. First of all, I was in the military. I'm a veteran of the United States Navy. My son is in the Air Force, an active duty member of the Air Force at that. He's a police officer in the Air Force. So we have always had a language in our household about citizenship. And the position to be sacrificing so that Americans can have a voice like Colin Kaepernick taking a kneel, or a voice like some of the protesters down in Charlottesville. All of those voices for those expressions are equally to be respected. And so it's making me really feel some type of way. That's how my take on it. Forget the NFL. And that hurts to say.
Yeah, man, it was kind of
hurts to say. I heard the Bears won. A little birdie told me they won. And didn't watch it.
What about, his tweet about Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors about they're not invited to the White House?
Well, he got embarrassed. He got embarrassed because, again, it's going to that white privilege of saying that black people are not going to tell me that they don't want to come to the White House. He don't want to receive that. He don't want to talk about it. He don't want to negotiate that. Well, you're not invited. I'm receiving. I'm taking back trying to always have the power over the situation. But the power in that in a sense is not his. It's not his power. They was like, we don't want to go because we don't respect that office right now. So it's too late. Now you just and I don't see how we allow this to him to even have a momentum to think that he has that type of power. Where was this uprising when he said John McCain wasn't a war hero? What was that uprise from a lot of these people who, when he said that was one of the most disrespectful things you could have ever said about our military service members. Here's a POW to get caught in war, sacrificing his life. No matter what reason you joined the military, sacrifice gonna be a part of it, based on the policies that come from the office of the United States, and based on the policies that come from Congress, based on the international, what you call the relations that we have, trying to extend diplomacy, whether we agree or disagree. So when he said that, anything about, how disrespectful that was for a service member, when he said it, they just blew past it because it didn't fit whatever their agenda was. That's how I feel about it. I didn't forget that, because when he said it, it directly impacted me as a person who was overseas, got caught in a situation when it sounded like they were saying enemy. I didn't know what they were saying because we was caught. We had missed a train over there, and it made me realize we are over here on a foreign land trying to extend some American diplomacy, whether we agree with it or not. And that's a lot of position that those service members are in place. Those are positions they're in. So I want to give a shout out to all of the military personnel that's all over the world who got to serve in these conditions, regardless of the politics that's coming from our president and different members in this Congress that's making up our government. So I salute you, men and women.
Mr. Sutton, get the show cracking, Bob.
That's what's up, man. But anyway, if you're listening to us on Facebook Live, that means you're friends of ours. But we got another ways you can listen to the show on IntellectualRadio.com. And you also can listen to the show on YouTube Live. If you're listening to it on YouTube Live, go to YouTube Live and subscribe to Intellectual Radio. Help Earl get them likes up so we can get it to 1,000 likes. My man, he been doing his work, and he allowing us subscriptions. I'm sorry, TC, that's the second time you had to correct me on that. Subscriptions. So on the other side of this break, we're going to bring up the always well-spoken, the reason why light-skinned dudes are still in style after President Obama left office, Mr. Tony Duncan. On the other side of the break, you listen to Joe Jackman with Bob and TC.
IntellectualRadio.com.
Welcome back to Joe Jack and with Bob and TC on IntellectualRadio.com. Again, that's IntellectualRadio.com. Call that number again is 708-223-8953. From the north side of Chicago, Illinois, give it up for Mr. Tom Duncan in the building.
What up?
Man, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm feeling well, man. Happy Sunday.
Hey, man, we celebrate you here on Jaw Jacket, man.
Man, I appreciate it. I'm celebrating myself, actually.
First of all, I want to say welcome to Intellectual Radio family, man. Tell us about your show called the Truth Seekers.
That's right.
Truth Seekers. Tell us about the Truth Seekers.
Well, first and foremost, let me say it's a privilege, it's an honor to be on y'all squad, hang out with you, talk on your show. Man, there's so many amazing shows that we have on IntellectualRadio.com. And, you know, our people got a lot to say. So it's a blessing to be a part of this and most importantly, to be invited onto a show like this. So thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I appreciate you working with us, man.
Yeah. Well, first, what Truth Seekers is all about, Truth Seekers is about getting to the truth of the issue without regard to whose feelings are in the way. We are a diverse people. There is so much diversity of thought when it comes to how we deeply interpret things based on our own personal worldviews, our own experiences, and the way that we were raised. So because I know that we have such an immense collective, it's important to invite all those minds to the table and deeply consider the information. And that's what Truth Seekers is really about, you know?
How long you been doing the show?
So my show is really new. My show here is really new. It started in May, and it has organically morphed into what it is. I didn't want to put an expectation into place because I knew inevitably it would find its place based on and personal development, you know?
First thing, man, first of all, you got the gift of gab. Like when I was looking at some of your shows, I was like, this dude got the gift of gab.
Man.
I mean, I know, but I want to say you got the gift of gab, but after I looked at, you know, basically your bio, I see where it comes from. Okay. It's not just you gabbing. Yeah. So I want to talk about some of your past because I want to show some credibility into who you are. Because I'm almost pretty sure you're a person that could easily be misunderstood off the first time you meet them because you got the tie on and you from the north side. Yeah. So if you say you're from the north side,
I'm repping the north side.
You repping the north side. But if a person does not know,
I like that.
If a person does not know your background, they will not understand your motives or your intent on why you do what you do. So first of all, you're the second oldest of 5 kids, right? So you were oldest boy.
So it was four boys and then a daughter at the end.
Okay.
Like they wasn't gonna stop until they got a daughter.
Okay.
And we was close together. I'm talking my older brother and I are a year and a week apart. So real alpha dominated family, and man, you had to fight just to get your opinion expressed, let alone liked or disliked, just to get it out. So, you know, my father, and I'm fortunate because I was able to grow up with a father, and I know so many of us have been deprived of that. But man, growing up with a father and being one of the only ones in your neighborhood with a father put a different expectation. That's like growing up when you're the only one who got a coach at home. So all these other players trying to get coached, they coming to your daddy, and guess what? You know, you kind of got to get out the way because he got to make up for something that has been so devoid that this is limited amount of time and absolutely no time for emotional tripping amongst the kids, you know. Right. So being that child that had that dad, man, you had to really prove A, that you was worthy of having a daddy, and B, you wasn't your mama child. She was out here really getting it in, you know. So So yeah, so that's how that was growing up like that. Yeah.
So you now here's the thing though. Parents split at age 12, and y'all had to move to the projects.
So my father was an entrepreneur. He did something drapery restoration and design. So back when I was a kid, there were no Venetian blinds. It was all drapes, and people would spend their money on good drapery, right? Because it was such a theme for the home, for especially for the entertainment parts of the home. And so, you know, my father was doing really well. And he put himself in that position, grew that business out, and then the Venetian blinds came in, and that was an entirely different process. You had to have material, you had to have contracts, you had a production space, actually ready. So we fell from a nice middle-class family to having major financial problems. Eventually, my mother and my father, you know, like most people, when they can't get their money right, the communication kind of, you know.
How was that adjustment to go from the north side?
Yeah, so
to the projects.
Growing up in Evanston, man, switch from there to I'm in the battered women's unit of the Robert Taylor home, you know,
Really?
and then from there going to the Greens, from the Greens going to Latham Homes, going to Ida B. Wells. Then I'm, you know, because what ended up happening is my mother got banked around a lot because she knew how to use the system. So if the system didn't provide the access points that she was looking for, like training programs and things like that, because, you know, when you're at these projects, each project basically got their own training program set up. So this project has a special relationship with this training program, and oh, you'll be trained to get a job over here. Well, they actually had nursing programs connected to the housing association. So my mother was trying to get into that, which meant bouncing around, and then, you know, you get a chance to get a quick exposure.
Wow. And then you talked about your father, but then let me say, then you lost two brothers. You lost a brother age 17, and you lost a brother age 21 to gang violence.
Yeah. So what ended up happening in a nutshell is dipped into the projects. I'd already pretty much had a sense of identity. Where I fit into the world, I didn't know, but I knew who I was supposed to be in the world. You know, I was pretty aware that I wasn't supposed to be a troublemaker. I wasn't supposed to be getting in any problems. I was supposed to be, you know, focused on my school and such. But my brothers, they were younger than me, you know, and two of them, the one that passed when he was 17 and one that passed when he was 21, the two of them, they grew up in the projects. So they had a different mindset. They was at it a different way. Their goals, expectations, and reaches were different than mine because the community shaped what their interests were, and they just wanted to show they could win no matter what the environment was, you know. So yeah, they unfortunately one was killed at 17, like so many of our brothers and sisters and children, and the other one was killed 21, man. 6'7" American, all-American McDonald's basketball player on his way to school. That later on that year, got gunned down. Yep.
Wow. Man, another thing. You had you dropped out of college. You started going to college and you dropped out of college because you had 21 counts of aggravated battery against you.
Brother.
I want you to describe what happened.
So when we lost my first brother, who's 17.
Your look does not fit your story.
Trust me.
I'm telling you, your look don't fit your story. That's why I want you to tell your story.
I appreciate that because I don't particularly go for the hardest.
That beautiful red car you got out there don't fit your story.
Yes, sir. That's a finish line statement. But in reality, you know, I lost my first brother at 17, and that really depressed us, man. I mean, I'm gonna just keep it 100. That knocked the wind out of our entire family sail, and you know, you deal with things the way you deal with them. So for me, I dealt with it through wanting to find who the persons were and get grimy with that, and I was never a grimy dude. It's not my character. It's not who I am. But you feel a responsibility to do something. And as a 19-year-old, my mind wasn't the mind I have now. So in order for me to kind of get ready for that, man, you know, the streets will seduce you into whatever lane you're trying to go to. So you want to be a thug? All right, here's what the first thing you do. Get your drinking together, because you need to be drunk most of the time in order for you to have that mindset. That on that dummy, you have to be, enticed in that way. So it was easy for me to fall into kind of letting go. And when you let go and start to grow a certain circle of people around you, man, it's unfortunate, brother, but the truth of the matter is, man, you start to put yourself in situations that you really didn't have the expectation of being in, but it's not like you gonna run from it. You just have to deal with it. So it's a big, huge gang issue going in the community, and you know how the police roll up. They assume that the people I was with killed another dude, so they addressed us in that way, which was, it was unexplainable when a dude have it in his mind to treat you a certain way, and you have it in your mind to try and spin off this thing because you ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't killed nobody over there. That's not my deal. Just let these people do whatever they trying to do. Let them get on. But in their mind, man, they about to whoop somebody. And now the question is, are you going to be the guy who got whooped? So you start off lightweight trying to defend yourself, but then from there, you in an all-out aggressive. When the smoke cleared, there were cops everywhere, jumping me and actually my oldest brother. So my brother, who's a year and a week older than me, they come and they jump us both. And man, y'all should have saw it. It was actually, we was all right, man.
That was all right.
Hey, we was all right. Because I wrestled. I wrestled state. I can get down. Don't let the light skin fool you. But the reality is that's not who, I don't pride myself to be that dude. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it was unfortunate because my brother was even more wicked than me. He's a Prairie State kickbox champion. And I don't think they expected that, man.
That's why them 21. That's why 21 counts. That's got some fighting going on up in there. Now this is what the reason why this whole setup started, so we can go back and forth. Anyway now, but sparked you for speaking out against police brutality and inner city violence. And I just want you to talk about the ceasefire, about those things.
Well, so what happened was, I'm thinking that I'm going to college because I'm thinking I'm gonna be a lawyer, right? I get into the U of I in the English department, which if you can get into their English department, that's kind of how you got into the law program because of all the reading that had to be done. There's some crossover in that regard. So man, I was so fired up. I got into this now. I'm from the north side, but on the north side, you've got regressed communities, right? Like I'm from Howard Street. Ain't the north side that everybody think about. Howard Street is no different than any of our streets. Yeah. It's just on the north side, and like we used to grow up telling people, man, not a lot of us was born here. We all come from wherever we thought we was going on it. So when you get up north, it's like it's very unique because you got the pedigree, but you don't have the legacy. You see what I'm saying? So now what you got to do is get out here and let people know who they're dealing with. And that's an unfortunate situation because that's the reason why it's so volatile up north, but nobody talks about it. It doesn't hit the conversation pieces when they talk about the north side right next to Evanston. There's been 3 murders this weekend. No, they're not going to talk about that because the conversation is about the south side, where it's all black and it's not really anybody's issue but black people issue. You see what I'm saying? But again, you'll see somewhere in the Chatham area there were 7 shootings. But on the north side, there were 5 shootings. You don't hear about the north side shootings. Only the Chatham, only Inglewood. You feel me? And so so that's the kind of stuff that you're dealing with over there. So I started speaking up on this stuff because I could not speak on it. It was ready to be talked about, but nobody was speaking. So it became the natural thing. I went to a church one time and I got up and I told the guy, I said, man, the pastor said, if God has moved you to speak, step up and say something. Now I'm gonna tell you, I believe wholeheartedly that the only reason your mouth can speak is because of the God in you. So when you get that urge, get up because God told you to. So from that point on, I've been running my mouth. I ain't gonna shut up. No,
I feel you on that. I feel you on
You
that.
talking about health? Now you became a vegan. Now after your father died from heart disease, you see, you became a vegan
because
You went back to school,
swear
right?
that we eating soul food, but in reality, we eating slave food. See, because we had souls before we got here, we didn't eat like that. Feel me? We didn't know anything about the foods that we dying from now because we didn't even raise them kind of foods in Africa. You see? So the Brits, especially the indigent, the ones who had nothing, that's their dietary lifestyle. They ate low on the hog. They ate all these high labor foods, trying to emulate them, but not the them up north, but the them that was in the south. We just started acting like them. So when I see us eating they food, thinking it's our food, I say, well, the only way that could have happened was through slavery. Don't call it soul food. Our people they dying. If you took every single natural disaster, every single unnatural disaster that we as a people have endured, it doesn't even step to the conversation when it comes to the amount of death, the amount of destruction and havoc that the foods that we eat have wreaked on our families. Most importantly, our men.
How long have you been a vegan?
So I've been a vegan for a little over 2 years, and I got my plant-based education through Cornell University, and I'm still, I'm still experiencing it. Thus, I'm still learning different ways, different avenues. I've already found 4 ways to go from unhealthy to healthy just by subjecting myself to it. So when somebody says, well, look, how do I do this? Or well, I've done it 4 different ways now. So I'm more than willing to help you, but I'm experienced now. So I've got more than just a will and an education. I've got a personal experience.
All right, man. We
I love that song. I want that soul food to be said one more time because I always felt that, man. I always felt like that about that slave, them Sunday dinners. I mean, just the point you made on that is just, to me, it's profound.
And I get into some trouble with that because people think I'm being unfair, but they don't understand, man. If I was being unfair, I would say, well, God bless you, brother. Pray for that before you kill yourself with it. That's unfair when you make it seem like you ain't got no choice. You just keeping it real. No, you're not keeping it real. You just killing your grandchildren's granddaddy. That's all you doing.
That's good stuff, man. I want to get into these 5 problems that you brought up in the Black community. I wanted to spend a few minutes of doing what you did so that people can understand, other than the surface of looking at you, that you had a credibility to. So, I think that was important, because if you was just going to these 5 points,
man, it would be rejected immediately. Because here's the thing. The thing is, we'll talk about it. It's a kind of an inevitable thing. It's in one of my 5, where we talk about.
GC, you can go with number 5.
Oh, we got to go in order?
You go with
5 to 1.
All right, we'll start at number 5, but
victimization.
Yeah, number 5. Your number 5 problem. You had the victim mentality, victimization.
Okay. Now this one. Now I thought to myself, if you're gonna do it, then just jump right in. Deal with the real. We're gonna have to gang bang and fight in the beginning. So I said, you know what? The number 1 problem that we have the hardest time dealing with is all the way from back in the 60s with the Shanahan report. Now that report was done by the federal government to take a snapshot of where we were as a people as it related to escalating to where we should be and having the support of the federal government behind us. And so what was said on this report was that, hey, man, in these inner cities, the amount of women having children out of wedlock is in the Black community. It's not even that's not even a Black phenomenon to have children outside of marriage. But in the cities, New York, there's up to 24%, which was, oh my God. Why is that? Oh my God, because in the South, it was single digits, 8%, some towns 0%. Right now, we at 77%. Okay, now that was in the 60s. We've tripled the amount of families that walk a child into the house with only one parent married in the home, or one parent in the home, oftentimes because there's no marriage. Sometimes it's because you have two kids, but you with a new girl. Now you in the house, but there's two kids with no man in the house. You see? So there's a lot of this that has to be, once you sort it out, you realize that the number one problem that we are having is that we are not dealing with our responsibilities to our children. We are not taking the ownership of our problems, the accountability for solutions. And that is because we are too busy listening to the rhetoric of other people who say everything is your fault. You're a victim. Well, let me tell you something I learned about being a victim. And this is a light skin rule 101. You're going to be tested. People are going to think because you are who they want you to be, that you are supposed to lay down and be that person. But the reality is, it might not be your fault to trip down, but it's your responsibility to get up. And that's your responsibility. So in my heart of hearts, the one who accepts accountability is not in any ways implying responsibility for being on the ground, but accountability says nobody else is going to get me back up.
Say that again.
So this is a primary issue that we have. We misconstrue with responsibility. See, it's not, you weren't responsible for getting knocked down, but you're accountable for getting back up. And this is where the trickery within our own people seduces us to thinking that there's no difference between the two. So we lay down blaming other people while everybody else is walking over us.
So it's no one's fault for what you get exposed to. All of us have some levels of exposure.
Yes.
Right. And so, in other words, we got to take the exposure and we got to redirect the way we make decisions and make decisions a priority on purpose.
Through it. We done been through it where, I mean, I guess I'll keep it real with me, but I mean, you'll find yourself in a situation you had absolutely no interest, desire, or pre-thought of getting into. I always laugh and say, coming from the club, and all of a sudden you find yourself, you in just a melee, right? I wasn't trying to be there, but now that I'm there, who am I going to be in this? I'm not going to be the victim. I'm not going to be the one getting smashed. I'm going to be the one standing up, standing strong, and dealing with whatever I got to deal with until the lights come off. Because then it ain't on me no more. I can't do nothing about that. But as long as I have an opportunity, as long as I got a boxer's chance, I'm swinging. You know, and in life, we have to understand you can't swing when you're blaming other people. You can't swing when you're saying it's not my fault. It's his fault. It don't matter. Figure out whose fault it is after you fix the issue.
Is this a hard message for the black community? Yeah. For the black community, is this a hard message?
Yeah, because I mean, it's no different than when you've been. And I say this with the greatest respect.
And then also, go ahead. I ain't mean to.
With the greatest respect, a lot of people don't think that men are qualified to talk about this, but you know, 1 in 6 black men are sexually bothered in their life. 1 in 6, and so I'll use that as a way to say, slide up on you trying to do something. It wasn't your fault. It ain't because you was giving signs and signals, but it's your job. Get this fool up off of you right now. That's your job. So no, it's not about what you created, what you caused. It's what now is on you. The onus is yours to change it by any means. Hard thing for us to understand, because we think somehow, oh, just pray and play victim, and God, you know, this here master of the hereafter gonna take care of everything. Wow, they God, the master right now today. No.
Diversity of thought. Number four, diversity of thought. Speak on that.
See, diversity of thought is diversity of our thought goes to when Barack Obama was 98.5% of our people voted for him. That shows you how clandestinized our thinking can be. Our group thought is so powerful that you cannot dress as an individual. You can't wear your hair like an individual. You can't talk like an individual. You can't even express something that's counter-black opinion. You're trying to be bigger than the mob. You are trying to say that your opinion as a black outweighs black expression. And this is utter ignorance. We have to respect and celebrate the diversity of our thinking. Can't keep thinking, oh, we from Africa. Okay, Africa's a continent. That's hundreds of countries. All these countries have different constitutions, different laws, different ways of thinking. They celebrate this from a union perspective. Now, as people who have gotten here and dealt with slavery, we don't even know where all of us came from, because they've already proven that Africans are indigenous to America as well. And you think to yourself, you've got all these cultural differences. Before we was all put into this enslavement, and now you only get one thought. Okay, here's the thought. We taking a knee with Kaepernick. Nobody wants to get into this conversation and say, well, Kaepernick wouldn't be taking a knee if his woman didn't shoot off with some real disrespectful stuff to his employer. Sam, but the Django thing, right? The Django, you saw that? Where they show Ray Lewis and the owner of the team in the same picture portrait as the Django one. It's pure coonism. And that's the reason Kaepernick didn't get signed by the Ravens. So what am I protesting? Am I protesting the inability of a sister to know how to stay in her lane? Or am I just protesting the fact that Kaepernick, who's got such a unique style of offense, can't find another offense willing to change its entire personnel to accommodate his style? He's a running quarterback. Entire offense.
Can you put the gloves on right here, Bob?
Absolutely.
I got to put the gloves on this
Come
thing
on,
right
let's
here,
go with
brother. I got to ask you, I want to make sure what you're saying, I'm clear, you know, what you're saying. Are you saying the reason that Kaepernick isn't employed because it's unique?
I'm saying that's the bottom line reason why he isn't employed. Him. Because he would have had 10, 15 employers had he had a classic quarterback style. And I won't the responsibility on myself to make this point, because NFL players, black, have said without question, if the man could run a standard offense, he'd at least gotten more than one opportunity. Now, you say, or most of us think, that a black man has no power in the NFL because we don't realize that it was the NFL that said, you know what? I'll take a winning season upsetting my client base, my customer base.
As articulate as you are, I'm going to have to agree to disagree with you on this, because I believe the only reason why Kaepernick doesn't have a team is because the people that found him taking a knee offensive, and the issue, the reason why he took a knee, is not important to them.
Right.
It doesn't affect them. It doesn't hit home for them.
Right.
I think in simplicity, I think that's I understand the way you're thinking outside the box, and or you're going to a deeper level of research. But I'm talking about in simplicity. In simplicity, Colin Kaepernick is better than half of these quarterbacks we are actually witnessing, no matter what style he runs. Right. I'm talking about his arm strength, his leg speed, game changer. This is football. Right. This is 4 game changers. That's what he is. Right. You talking about, you look at the Bears quarterback, Mike Glennon, he's better than all of the quarterbacks they got right now. I mean, Trubisky, he's better than all 3 of them. Right. Right now, as we speak right now. You can go to the Cincinnati Bengals quarterback. Right. Dalton. They begging for them to sign Kaepernick because of the body of work. Right. That he so when we change the narrative, wouldn't we be playing into the hands of this goofy narrative that doesn't have anything to do with the fact that this man took a knee for police brutality against blacks? Right. And then I got into a debate today on Facebook. The guy actually had the nerve to say He said the black community getting up in arms about black on black crimes. And I said, is that actually the same thing? Sitting up here expecting the police officers to protect you.
Right.
You putting them in comparison to some black on black crime. That's not even the same thing.
Well, that's the thing that goes on with the Black Lives Matters. But let me regress a little bit and go back. First off, if we really analyze the issue, you'll analyze the issue and realize, where was Colin Kaepernick when he took the knee? He was in San Francisco. What was his position at the time? Bench. Okay, why was he on the bench then?
Afro, he was wearing it like Skip Kelly, the same coach. They got rid of all the black players, but embraced Riley Cooper, the same people. Let's be 100.
Right. And Riley Cooper, bum.
And Riley Cooper is terrible. Ain't no way he got the right to play and say what he said and still have a job because they embrace what he said. The reason why Kaepernick don't have a job because they're not embracing his message.
And if for a fact, like what you said was true, because I want to get back on this. I don't want to stay stuck on this. But if in fact what you say is true, why did our president just come out and say what he said Friday?
Well, first and foremost, we have a tendency oftentimes to conflate things, where we'll take 5 different things, bring them all into one, turn it into a smoothie. Here's what the reality is. The reality is they're different things. First off, this Trump dude has been on the wrong side of every black conversation since the moment we've ever heard who Donald Trump is. So Donald Trump running his mouth is a secondary issue. The primary issue that happened was Chip Kelly was hired to go to San Francisco because he had such a phenomenal quarterback for his system. But the problem was him and Kaepernick never got along. Not only did they never get along, but also whoever played for Chip Kelly in the NFL ended up getting destroyed, because you can't rely on his style for his skill set. So anyways, long story simple, there were technical reasons, and we could say that there were other reasons why the man wasn't put onto the team. But my primary belief, and I'll say this 100% every single time, is if his girl didn't open her mouth, he'd be on the NFL team right now.
That is no way, and we're going to say this right now, agree to disagree. There's no way I'm going to fall for that baloney, because one, you're not all the tweets. What about Tom Brady, when Tom Brady girl tweeted about Edelman missing the catch? Oh, make a decision, should they re-sign him? Has nothing to do with no tweet. But now when his girl make a tweet, now it's check what she say. But where was that when other player wise made tweets? It didn't have no effect on their career, had no effect on them being re-signed to the NFL. But why this tweet? Because that tweet was accurate. Ray Lewis sat up there and represented himself just like that tweet.
Oh, I never disagreed with that, though. I want to point that out. I never disagreed with the tweet.
Right.
I'm just saying that if we gonna keep it real, we got to keep it real and say, look, Kaepernick in a position where he was being considered for a job. We can at least agree on that. Then his girl put out an extremely racist tweet. Now, I use that word racist based on the way that the average person uses the word racist. But at the end of the day, this is all I'm saying. At the end of the day, if it was a situation where if it was a situation where it was not, if it was a situation, I'll just say this real quick. If it was a situation to whereas most blacks felt it was disrespect to us, we would not have we would not have stood together as players in the NFL. And that's the thing I think so many people kind of misconstrue. Look and see what the black players are doing in the NFL. And then you will see their issue is not with the teams, but it's with the president as a separate situation and with the police enforcement as a separate situation. Nothing to do with the NFL.
Okay. That was called a diversity of thought. We just that's how we did agree to disagree. It's a diversity of thought. From your number 4, that's where we came from. Number 3. Oh, God, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Bob.
Go ahead, T.
Urban terrorism. Can you explain that?
Yeah, this could have went anywhere. This could have went number one, because as we talked about with Black Lives Matter, you got people who won't even appreciate what Black Lives Matters does, because it's not the one thing that really matters to Black folks being alive today. The number one thing that matters to Black folks being alive today, according to us, is not being addressed by Black Lives Matter. But that's okay, because they can be a team specifically designed for the police brutality thing. My question is, who's going to be man enough to step up and deal with the urban terrorism? Right. See, because it's okay, you can get 1 million Black people stand behind you and go after white people. What are you doing about the Black people who are killing more people than any white person could have imagined being able to do?
I agree.
That's
I
a
do
point
agree.
right there.
I agree, because I mean, I do a mentorship program, and that's a part of my fight. You know, part of my fight is realizing that you're literally walking down the barrel of a shotgun with some of these philosophies that's coming from young Black men. You know, for all of the reasons where I see you gonna name in your list, I can see a few things you name that's going down your list, but I can honestly say I'm one of the men in those positions. You know, as well do I see a lot of men that are in these mentorship positions, and there's a disattachment from some of these young men that is really creating this what you call urban terrorism.
Right.
So I totally agree with. But the only thing about stating urban terrorism that we really have to be careful about is the audience that's in front of us when we're talking, because sometimes I find myself seeing that it's not the right time to put the emphasis on urban terrorism when we're talking to white people, because they you got to be able to filter through what white people you're talking to when you bring that point up, because you don't want to put, because see, that'll rub the Black people the wrong way when they see you putting that extra vein in your neck and that emphasis about us keeping our own, because it's not addressing and that police brutality. It's not addressed in systematic racism, and we got to be careful that balance. That's why I wanted you to describe your story, to bring a credibility to something like urban terrorism when you speak of it.
And again, that's one of the primary issues that I've always had to deal with, is when you're willing to talk intimately your problems are as a people, you know you're going to end up with a problem with one of your people, right? You're going to end up with problems with some of your people. This is what happens when you internalize. So that conversation is not directed to everybody who wants to listen. This is between us. This is the issue going on in our community. So this is as it relates to us talking to us, because they're going to always have ear hustlers in the room. But it should not in any ways stop the sincerity of the conversation amongst the group. Because within the group, if true change is what the goal is, you're going to have to determine where change can actually happen. Well, it's got to happen where the hardships are. The hardship is you can't knowingly send your child up the street and around the block in a high gang community, because you know that child's going to get caught up into that. But the worst part is they don't even have to leave the house. They can get killed. What's the sister? 5 children. She was well into her 50s, laying in her bedroom, shot 5 times in her back. It wasn't even like she didn't even have no children that was in gangs. So my point is, this urban terrorism is this group of people who are willing to use violence as a way to intimidate our people, and that's got to end. And we have to be aware of the fact that they are sick like zombies and just outside of their ability to understand how harsh they're hitting our own communities, which means
adding down on the hip hop music. A lot on one of your videos. You was really go ahead and touch on that real quick.
First off, let me just tell you this. I don't have a problem with rap. I have a problem with the rap that's being mass marketed in our communities right now. You are not allowed to be Chance. See, if you want to be Chance the Rapper, you better have Chance's parents. You better have private financing, because you are not saying what the A&Rs want to put their money in on. See, they want to put their money in on the devaluation of women, the devaluation of the black family, the belief that I am now somebody because of my consumption. I don't need to love my people for me to find personal happiness and a sense of belonging. That's all they want. That's the only message that you can have. So my problem is not rap. It's the state of rap right now. It's not consumable to me. It's offensive. I have to disrespect people I love implicitly and indirectly just to listen to a song that somebody else told me was hot. Because it's okay for our children to get dumber as long as their children is getting smarter. See, when they listen to our music, they're not black. So they're listening to our music the same way that we listen to another ethnicity's entertainment. Oh, that's how they do it over there. But I've got my own black role models. But we don't.
Okay, let me ask you this question, though, based on systematic racism, okay? Just say based on systematic racism.
Right.
Lil Wayne wasn't about to be a doctor.
No, he wasn't.
Lil Wayne wasn't about to be a doctor.
No.
So this man finds a way to legally make money based on the words, just like these people do movies. Yep. They use words and everything. Jay-Z, all these cats, they wasn't finna be what you call the traditional style of businessman with the corner store moms and pops. So they saw a way through entertainment to put out some stuff, whether it's true or not. You know, you put a rhyme on something and it makes sense and people bring them millions. Right. How are you or anybody else sophisticated thought process gonna tell me this is wrong when I'm totally doing something legal? Right. When did it become my moral responsibility when nobody else, the systematic racism, nobody else is making this a moralistic issue about how they make dollars? Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. So why do we slam so hard
feel the same way
on the community, the young hip hop community, in a sense where they are really legally, they making money legally?
Right. Now, so first off, they aren't. I don't look at them as doing anything illegal. Right. I think their entire concept is immoral. I think that it lacks the sophistication of somebody who understands our situation. I'm given the same situation that you're talking about, the fact that they didn't have any form of stratospherical opportunities. Hey, that's great, but that's not my problem. My problem is the fact that he's the only one to get to rap. The brother who talking the good stuff, he don't get to rap. Because guess what? When white people are fronting you to, in some ways, rep your people, rep it the way they think your people should be repped. That's my problem. My problem isn't the dude who want to come out with the thug gangster rap. My problem is he's the only one who gets to go in the studio. And that's a problem with black consumption. White business is supposed to do what white business finds viable for white people. They have no obligation to help us. But this is the same rhetoric that we use to slang crack. It's the same rhetoric that we use to do the other things in our communities because we had no other way. What my man Biggie say, for all y'all want to call the police because I was just trying to sling a little crack to feed my daughter. Look, you can rationalize anything. Nobody's a better rationalizer than somebody who's done some act of atrocity. And they're trying to say, well, look, this is the script I was given. I'm just playing my part. Because if that's the only part you're given, well, God bless you.
I mean, when you take these newly found people of influence, like black rappers, when you take those newly found influential people to, you know, then pitch ideas to them of what impact they can have back in a community, as opposed to knocking how they getting their legal money. Right. Is what I'm saying. But you know, or how can we actually sit up and criticize them from the morality standpoint? Right. Like for me to criticize a person who's not interested in my opinion is a waste of my life. So I don't have criticism for him. I don't have criticism for her. I have criticism for those who understand business, who went and put money into this psychological, emotional, damaging business model that's specifically put together to destroy our people and create value for theirs. That's my problem. My problem is the little young brother who going with this thing and this is all he knows. This is all life has ever shown him. What else you gonna talk about?
I got you. But why are you the only one talking? Like when they bring a mic to the neighborhood and they say, okay, 5 people were killed right here, and the police are probably directly responsible for the killing of 4 of them. And then you get a brother on it, man, well, check this out, Charlie, man, I was, and you like, hold on, why he the one talking? It's okay that he talking. Ain't nothing wrong with how he sound, but why he the one they went and found, though? And that's my point. Why are these people allowed to mass market our conversation as if it was only one?
DJ, I don't know if he in the building yet. But I saw some of your on your page that caught me, and I want you to speak on real quick. We're out of time. You know, you said you was about spirituality and not religion.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead.
I like that process. I want to hear from you though.
Well, unfortunately, brother, this will get me in more trouble than anything else you ask. So again,
hey, you're on jaw jacking. This is what we do.
So here's the thing: is both my parents were ministers, both of them, and they never really talked to me about ministry as it related to me, right? Like that was never like a real conversation. But what ended up happening is that when my father was about to pass, he said, I always thought you'd be a minister. And you got to understand how that blew me. I didn't think that was even possible because I thought he didn't look at me that way, and I was too wrapped up in how he looked at me. So I jumped into ministry school. But then it got into some of that dogmatic stuff, some of these tenets of faith, and I said, I can't do this. I studied too hard to just go off of some belief. So I jumped out. Then my dad died. Then I jumped back in. Then I graduated, and I did not accept my ordination because as I grew more spiritual, less religious. And I would never trade a true spiritual relationship with the ability to outknow a religion. God is in the spirituality. Man is in the religion.
Man, say that one more time. Real powerful, but say that one more time for my people. Listen, I got the camera all in your face. You hear me? Say it again for my people.
Again, God is in the spirituality, is the master of the religion. That's the reality.
Well, number 2 and number 1, real quick. I want you to finish your points with your courteous short version answers.
Yes, sir.
The baby mama, baby daddy. Number 2 and number 1 is the politics.
So first, let's jump right into the fact that this kind of bleeds back to the last conversation we were having when we talked about 77% of the children born in America, the Black children born in America, are born to unwed parents, are born in a relationship where there's no long-term agreement in place. And one of the primary reasons is because of the mass incarceration of our people, because of the just disgusting, almost criminal educational system that does not empower a man to be able to compete. State. The average welfare recipient, when getting a full load of entitlements, would get the same value of somebody who is making $48,000 a year. For people coming from these kind of backgrounds and educational experiences would be able to compete at that level. So you cannot compete with Uncle Sam. You have lost your woman. Okay. And this is a real issue because now all you are is weekend candy, because it is a bad move to bring you in. You are possible, and they got a guarantee. And this is the reason why the divide is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And what's really shocking is the amount of white, how it is now bled into their families. So it's becoming a real issue.
Man, that's well
said. And then lastly, you talked about the politicizing every single thing that was going on. We have to be Democrats. What has the Democratic Party done for our people historically? We need to understand that it's through truth seeking through serious conversation, through historical research, that we pitfalls of us in the political system. You must find political affiliates that are willing to go off of what it is you voted for them to do. That's a constituent. You have put your vote up, and in return, you're supposed to get something back. And that is something that has lost the black man in America. How many times have you heard somebody say Barack Obama was the entire country's president? Well, the entire country didn't vote for the man. And every single person voted for the man got what they was looking for but us. Weed, they got freedom. Gays, they everywhere. These more environmentally safe energies, you can't find enough of them. They're everywhere. Black people, 98% of our vote, nothing. Nothing.
Man, and on that note right there,
I want you to plug what you're doing as far as financial literacy goes.
Yeah.
Real quick, plug your show, when your show run, and to cap it off of what you're doing to make sure you empower the black community through your efforts through financial literacy.
Right. So I'm not just talking, y'all. I'm over on 63rd and King Drive. There was a Walgreens over there that is now the Project Hood Entrepreneurial and Leadership Development Center. And I am the director of entrepreneurial initiatives. I'm a lifetime entrepreneur. And I spend a lot of time over there helping with entrepreneurial literacy and teaching the basics for opening your own business, because it doesn't take that much. Believe it or not, it's not as complicated as so many of us believe. But if we're not doing the things necessary to open up the businesses in our community, we will forever allow the 98 cents of every dollar to leave and never come back.
Someone to get in contact with you real quick on your show, when your show run.
So every Tuesday, 7 p.m., right here on IntellectualRadio.com, I am doing the Truth Seekers. And if you want to get in contact with me, by all means, you can hit me at TRU space BINIZ on Facebook. That's True Bennis on Facebook. Or you can hit me at Tone Duncan Speaks, TONEDUNCANSPEAKS.
To the projects. Let's give it up for my man, Tone Duncan in the building.
Hey.
Man, great interview, man. Hey, that was a great interview. On the other side of the break, you're listening to Joe Jackson with Bob Batiste. On the other side of the break, we got our man DJ.
Somebody made it, baby. Let's go.
Man. All right. Man, that's what's up, man.
In this corner, we have the funk body snatcher. In this corner, we have the funk body snatcher. Come on.
Welcome back to Joe Jackin with Bob and TC on IntellectualRadio.com. Come on, TC, let's bring my man in. From the south side of Chicago, Illinois. Let's give it up for DJ Johnson in the building. What's up, baby?
Good, man. Good.
Man, what's up? Well, y'all don't understand, man. Joe Jackin is always gonna have a platform for our neighborhood, everywhere we can, where we come from. All y'all can get plugged. Whatever you doing, when you're doing something positive, all you got to do is reach out to Bob and TC, man, and it's gonna happen. Just like that. It's gonna happen just like that.
Just like that.
I don't care how big we think we gonna get.
Right. We always got love for y'all. Y'all
DJ,
know.
what's up, man?
What's up, man?
What's going on, man? First of all, we're gonna talk about your food business. First of all, we're gonna talk about your food business, and then we're gonna talk about your expertise. So this is your food business, but then you got an expertise about you. Tell us what's going on in this pan and what you get out, how you get out, man.
Man, this jerk chicken is
Y'all see that?
the food speak for itself, man.
Jerk chicken. How long you been cooking, man? I see like you've been cooking ever since you was 12 years old.
I have, man. I've been cooking there since I was 12. I learned from my mother.
Your mother?
Yeah.
Karen, right?
Karen Lindsay.
What's up?
Yeah. So but my uncle Chris, he's
Okay.
from Jamaica, he's from Miami Gardens. My auntie, ex-husband, and I seen him pay his bills with this. I've been studying from him. So after that, it's like, man, I'm finna do it too.
That's what's
So
up, man.
that's what it is.
So right now, what you doing you got your own storefront, or you just doing it straight off?
I'm doing it out my crib right now.
Oh yeah.
I'm working on the storefront and everything. So probably by next summer, it'll be up and jumping.
Real quick, how can people get in contact with you? Real quick, just throw that plug up there.
My number, I got my cards right here. Facebook and Snap, and Facebook David DJ Johnson, and then the IG Snap Twitter is DJ1230_BAS.
Right. That's right, T.
That's what it is, man.
Nah, you know, man, I'm going right to the point we got you here. You know, I don't understand. This the dude right here.
Yes,
Man.
sir.
Just feel good to have you up here, man, for real, man.
Always. One phone call away, man.
You know, we always ask everybody I always ask every person that's got any connection with basketball or sports on the show, this first question: Kobe or LeBron?
Kobe.
Okay.
I don't even speak LeBron. I'm straight Kobe, man.
Okay.
Straight Kobe.
Guess who I was asked that question? You know.
Shooting ball. You've been shooting ball all your life.
All my life.
Now, come on, tell us about this illustrious career. Tell us about this illustrious career. Where is it taking you? Yeah, where is it taking you? All of the politics that you learning about the background scenes.
Yeah.
Just talk about it, man. Where you've been, man. Tell us where you've been, man.
Basketball. I've been a lot of places, man.
Yeah.
High school. I went to Longwood. It was very small school. It was a charter school. Kindergarten to 12th grade. Went there and everything was good. Got a scholarship when school in St. Louis. Everything went good there. We made 4th in nationals. So everything was good. And then I went on to Oklahoma. I went to Oklahoma Baptist University. Junior year, defense player of the year. Went to nationals. Well, I actually went to championship game, played on TV and everything. Lost by 3 points. Came up short, national TV, but it was good. Then senior year, I stepped it up a notch. Got a couple of more accolades. Player of the year, defense player of the year again, scoring everything. So it went good for me. But with all that, I went and got my degree. So I got a degree in kinesiology. So the science of the human body. So I do personal training, do whatever. But, out of all that, I got a degree. I used my basketball to get a degree first.
That's what's up, man.
So I got that, yeah. So I got that. And then I've been playing all over the city of Chicago. And then I actually made it to the Bulls training camp.
Yeah, I know we saw that a few years ago. What?
That was a few years. That was
I seen some footage of your game, man. You got a grown man game now, brother.
Yeah, man.
It's a grown man game, man. Yeah. I mean, you look nice on the court, man. Your shot is good. You strong. You got a strong dribble.
Yeah, man. I've been doing them push-ups, man.
Yeah.
Been doing them lifting
being in like say the summer league or the Bulls, team stuff like that. What you notice? Are them guys just that much better, or is it? What do you notice playing with these guys?
They human. They play. I mean, a lot of them good. You know what I'm saying? But some of them,
You killed a few of them, didn't you?
You just can't leave me open. That's all I gotta say. Just can't leave me open. But the experience was unbelievable. Tell you the truth, I was shocked more than anything. Just shocked for me even being there and put the jersey on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Practicing with everybody. So it was very good experience for me, you know what I'm saying? So
who you was the most starstruck when you met him? Like, I mean, if it was such thing as being starstruck?
No,
I know we from the hood, we ain't easily starstruck.
Yeah,
we not easily starstruck, but there is some cats you be like, man, you know, you might start looking at their work ethic, or you know, they warm up, or something like that.
Now I'll tell you that Doug McDermott, that man can shoot the ball. I'm talking about, like, after we played like little one-on-ones. I was playing with him. You know, he about 6'6", so he's just shooting over me. But it's like when he work out, like one drill, they just dribble the ball. I mean, they just roll the ball and he catch from almost half court and hit like 20 in a row. Like, I done seen it. I done seen him working out, like just looking at mechanics and everything. And that man just pick up the ball and just like throw it up there when he touch the rim at all. So that's probably like one of, like, when I was looking like, wow, you know what I'm saying? But everybody else, like Joakim Noah, Bobby Portis, like, I done seen all of them. I done seen everybody. But Doug McDermott, he the one that had me like just looking like crazy. Like, man, this man really got a torch. He really do.
Really?
Seriously.
Why is it hard for that to translate in the games, in a sense?
It's different in the game, especially with Hoiberg. Like, you got to run the system. Like, when you're open gym, you just playing. Like, Tony, I'll tell this to everybody. Tony Snell can play basketball. I got to see him open gym. He can play basketball, but it's just different when you're in the NBA game. It's very different. It's very different.
Wow, when you say that, like, he can play basketball, I mean, it's like a skill set we hadn't even witnessed in him. A comfort zone or something.
Yeah, he just it's open gym, so you're comfortable, you know. But now it's like when you're in the league, you got to do what the coach say. You can't do everything you do in the open gym. You know what I'm saying? It's real political in the league.
So he can play ball, huh?
But Tony Snell can play some ball. Like, I'm looking,
really,
like, man, why you don't do that in the game? You gotta understand. And then that was when. So it's like it's all defense, but that man can do everything at what, 6'9"?
Yeah. Is that the tall?
Do everything.
6'9"?
Probably not 6'9". 6'6", 6'7". He tall. He taller than me. Way taller than me.
Do it all.
Do it all, man. It's just real.
How tall are you?
6'1" in the books. 6'1" in the books.
I know you about 6 feet.
But I can jump with the I can't do it right now. I can jump with a lot of them, though, man. So
that's pretty. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, I'm like, what inspired you to start your business? What made you want to do your own business? Besides, I heard you say earlier that you saw your uncle doing it. That's your inspiration behind it?
Yeah,
or did you
did
cook it one day? Like, man, I got this fire. I got skills.
Yeah, like I cooked it, and then like my homie Josh, he like, man, you need to sell this. I'm like, man, no, I ain't gonna sell it. You know what I'm saying? He like, no, you really do. So I sold it, made some money. Then I worked, and then I was taken away from me cooking because everybody kept asking me. So I'm like, man, I'm just gonna go into business myself. And I put all of it in it, and I'm good.
You from my neighborhood. I just want to ask you, like, it was a lot of different influences in our neighborhood. I mean, you know, I know you your cousin with Troy Cates, right?
Yeah,
that's your cousin, right?
Snoop.
Yeah, so you know we got good, right? And like, what made you? You know, Julio, your dad, we got to give a shout out to rest in peace to Julio. So Julio was kind of like one of our neighborhood big brothers in our way, you know. So what made you kind of say, you know what, elements, I know it ain't me. You know, what made you at least have the courage to say some of this elements ain't me. Some of the stuff we can't shake. It is us.
Yeah, it is.
Some of the stuff is us.
Yeah.
Like, right?
Yeah.
So the parts that made you stay focused on what you're doing.
Well, you know, my father, he didn't care about nothing but education. So he taught me everything. Let me see. My father, he taught me different than everybody else. It's like, you know, some of the stuff away from, but it's like he brung me around that stuff to let me know this is what you're not supposed to do. So I know a lot of stuff I'm not supposed to do, and I've always been education. So it's like going on, I don't like it, so I'm gonna go my way. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I've been raised, and that's how I've been taught. And I've been doing that ever since, and I do that still right now. You know, so I still got friends and everything, but it's like my father's like, when you go to college, your friends gonna be right there. Oh, they was right there. You know what I'm saying? So I did what I had to do, and then, you know, separate myself. But there's no hard feeling just to better myself.
Mm-hmm.
So
you know, you're younger, but we still want your opinion. You know, your generation, your guy that you've been around, top 5 came from the hood that you could talk of right now?
Damn, my generation.
Yeah. You can go shine
far back you can go. Far back you can go.
Far back you can go. Top 5.
Sean Dockery. He's in there.
What? Okay.
Sean Dockery's in. I don't even have no top 5.
No order.
No
No
bad guys. Right.
I gotta put myself in there.
Okay.
Rest in peace, Mikey.
Okay, that's 3.
Darian Anderson. Jake.
Mm-hmm.
So what's that?
That's 4.
4. And yeah. Let me see. My homie Josh. My homie Hood. Stay right there on 113th and Church.
Okay.
Yeah.
He younger.
No, he my age.
Oh yeah.
He my age. Y'all seen him before. Let me see a picture. Y'all seen him before. But yeah, that's. Yeah, but it's a lot of people. Actually, I take that back. I love my homie to death, Casadero.
Okay, Casadero. Okay, yeah.
Casadero was a monster.
Yeah.
He
can play now.
Monster.
Yeah, he can play.
That left hand fluky.
Yeah. He was a monster.
That man was a monster. But it's a lot of people came out of our neighborhood, man. To tell you the truth, like I know Ticket came out of our neighborhood. I can't forget about Ticket. But it's like before us though. Like growing up watching y'all. Y'all, man, it was so many, man. Uncle Pookie.
Yeah, man. That's how we feel.
You know
when we name our neighborhood, we feel like Ernie Sims.
Sims, like
James White. Remember left-handed James White? Gino.
Yeah.
Mark Carpenter.
I learned from y'all. My toughness, man. I learned from y'all. Man. I learned from y'all. Like seriously.
Speaking, from Blackwood, from the hood, what lessons did you learn, good and bad? How they impact your decisions right now? Coming up from where we came from.
I learned right from wrong, put it like that. Okay. It's really nothing. It's just right from wrong. I know what I have to do. I know what's wrong. I know what's gonna put me in a position that I don't want to be in, and I know where I want to be in. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
That's all it is. It really ain't rocket science. You do this, you go to jail, dead. Anything you do this, you can go to school, be successful. Point blank. Period.
I want to talk about the impact. I want to talk about this impact that had on the neighborhood when Mikey Haynes died.
Oh man.
I want you to I don't know, just kind of walk us through that a little bit. Walk us through when Mikey Haynes died and what impact it had in the neighborhood.
Well, I'll just take you back to the day because I actually talked to him right before he died because we actually supposed to go work out. It was my junior year, Oklahoma. I actually got sent home early to recruit him. I got sent home early to recruit him. Got sent home like 2 weeks early. So I hit him up and was like, man, let's go work out. He was waiting on Church Street. Now at the time I was staying on Vincennes, so I'm like, I'm finna walk around there. So I walked around there, and Aunt Banks hit me up. Was like, man, you need to go check on Mikey. I'm like, what's up? Be like, man, he got shot. I'm like, oh, okay. It'd be all right. You know what I'm saying? He big. Yeah, Mikey was 6'8", 225 all muscle. You know what I'm saying? Big. But he got into an altercation over there. And when he died, it's just like the whole hood just a dark cloud over the whole hood, man. Like seriously, it broke my heart, man, because that was my little homie. I was like, man, we went to church together, got baptized. I used to stay at his crib. You stay in my crib, like he's family, and they family embraced me. Right. So like I'm part of Kim Bros as well. Yep. So when that happened, you know what I'm saying, that hurt me to the fullest. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I had to get him tatted. I had to get his face tatted on me, man, because that was literally my little bro. Him and Phil, my little cousin. That's another one came out the neighborhood. Phil went to St. John's. He's out there in Italy doing his thing. So shout out to him. But yeah, that was my homeboy right there, man. Yeah. I miss him to death for real.
Yeah. Talk about basketball real quick. When the Bulls traded Jimmy Butler, I mean, we're gonna talk about a few trades, a few deals going on with the
First of all, we're gonna try this chicken live.
Right.
I'll try live.
Try live. When Jimmy Butler got traded, like, what you think that was a good trade for the Bulls? And also, what do you think the state of the Bulls is in right now?
Bulls need to change.
Change what?
A lot of stuff.
What about the coach? I gotta take
the coach is fine, man. It's just they got to run through a system, but it's like a college system, but it's in the up and down group. But to me, it's like they just need to change the front office. Like, something's going on over there, man. But Jimmy Butler, I don't know if y'all just look like they was actually playing like way better without Jimmy Butler. He's moving the ball and doing this.
What's your opinion, Jimmy Butler?
He played tremendous defense. I give you that.
Talking about his personality. You met him in person, didn't you?
I actually didn't meet him in person.
Oh, you didn't?
He came, but he was just like, just chilling or whatever. But I didn't meet him in person. I met everybody else in person, like Isaiah Cannon, Bobby Portis, like they all customers. Like they all.
Oh, really?
Food. Yeah.
Oh, that's
I wouldn't
good.
call them customers, but they have my food before. They support me. So. But I've been hearing like he's, since he got that deal, he been kind of big headed. But hey.
Yeah, been obvious. So what you think about him going to Minnesota?
That's a perfect fit. I knew he was going there.
And that makeup, when you look at that makeup of that team, how good do you think they're gonna be? Minnesota.
I think they might go to the playoffs.
Okay.
I think they might go to the playoffs.
You think they can beat somebody though? Like, I mean, I'm talking about like really
talented team over there, and they young, and they was like all defense. They got a lot of length and everything, man. So I think they can make the playoffs.
What about this trade with Melo? With OKC going to OKC?
Tough. I want to start watching soccer now. Like NBA is too. It's
too what?
Oh my god! Like all these super teams, ain't nobody competitive. But I think it may work though.
I think.
You think
because Westbrook passed the ball, as we can see, he passed the ball. Now he can chill. Paul George can do his thing. Now when it's crunch time, everybody look out the way, give it to Melo.
Tough. I think they're
gonna be tough. I don't know where the defense is gonna come in at, but
that's gonna be real tough.
That's gonna be tough.
I think that make them the favorites to me.
Yeah, but they still ain't gonna beat them light skinned boys over there shooting at the Bay Area.
You don't think so?
I think so.
Man, them light skinned boys over there shooting.
I don't know, man.
Hey,
Steph Curry,
Steph Curry,
Thompson,
and then you got KD at 7 feet doing whatever you want to do. He proved it last series.
So like. Just say when OKC played Golden State when they had KD, right? And they was up 3-1. You look at the team now, they moved KD, but they pick up. So now it's Roberson to play a little defense, whatever. You got
that's all he gets.
That's all. That's his job. You got Westbrook, you got Paul George, you got Melo. I mean, Adams in the middle. I think that's a formidable team, right?
That's a nice team.
Yeah, that's a real good team.
That's a real good team.
I think two teams gonna do some. Cause I like Steph Curry. Don't get me wrong. Steph Curry is the truth. But he get hit a lot on defense. And now when they play Houston, when Clay got to worry about Clay can't stick Chris Paul for him no more. All right. So now Curry got to put some defense.
Yeah.
And they run up against Golden State. Run up against OKC. I hope they put Paul George at the 2.
Yeah, it's only right
to make Clay stick him.
But I think Clay can do it.
Curry had to stick.
Curry gonna have to stick Westbrook,
and he can't do that.
He can't do that.
Yeah, he can't.
He can't do that.
I get to you.
He can't do that.
He
can't stick. He
can't stick Westbrook. There's no one that can stick Westbrook except for Westbrook.
So right now, who you think the best player in the league is? If you be honest.
Whew. KD. Man, 7 feet doing Steph Curry, like he can shoot, dribble. It's like the only person stopping him is him. LeBron can't even stop.
Plug your chicken again, man. This chicken is off the chain, man. It's not even spicy hot.
I know how to tone it down.
It's not even spicy hot. Let me get another napkin, TC.
Man, I've been cooking. So I know how to tone it down. I know I can get it where
Wanda, Earl, y'all welcome.
Come take some piece of this jerk chicken.
Don't be shy.
Plug how to get in contact with you real quick again.
And Facebook, David DJ Johnson. My Snap, my Twitter is DJ1230_BAS.
I can't even front, man.
Man, this is some good stuff, man.
I do other stuff. I do the nachos. I do jerk, steak, tacos.
The real taco, man.
Yeah,
I had to, man.
Yeah, I know, man.
This is perfectly cooked, man.
Better than dudes, man.
I'm just letting them get all they shine right now.
I'm talking about your jerk is perfect, man.
Because once my storefront.
This is not even spicy at all. Like, I mean,
got a little kick to it, but it ain't even enough.
It's jerk always. Yeah. Usually be the sauce, but
is that what it is?
I get my sauce is in it. Like if you be in the tray, like the sauce is all at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? So it's soaking the. I make my own sauce. I got my own seasoning. I'm just letting everybody have their fun right now.
Nah, you letting everybody have their fun.
You know, it's
I can't even front, man. It's fine.
I told you I was gonna bring a pan, man. I was gonna bring a pan for y'all.
Let me ask you a question. Should college players get paid?
That's a good question, bro.
That's a good question. I wish I would have got paid. I mean,
they get paid behind the scenes anyway. Let's be real.
Yeah, that's why
I ain't gonna incriminate no school you affiliated with. That's not what we're saying. We're not talking about DJ per example, but
we're talking about the schools that's not like Kentucky and Duke and all the rest of them schools.
Let's be for real. They playing Kentucky too, Duke too.
Yeah, man. You know, they mama ain't buying them iPads, them cars, them cribs. Man.
Well, so you know when the 5-5,
I don't want to put nobody in trouble, but
remember when the 5-5 came out? Yeah. You remember when they came out?
Yeah.
You know, it's like the college was able to benefit off of their popularity in a way where it seemed like the 5-5 should have been getting paid because they was setting trends.
Rock stars.
They took they stole Jordan style with the big shorts, and they made it an icon. They the ones popularized. I mean, even though Jordan popularized, but the way the 5-5 did it made everybody do it.
Yeah.
And
made everybody do it.
And the college was, you know, they the one who was benefiting off of it, you know.
Yeah.
And so it seemed like if you marketable enough, if you can be marketable enough, you should, in a sense, get your compensation for what you can create.
I think cosplayers should get paid when you see what the coach is getting paid to teach them. I mean, that's just like
millions.
Not all the coaches though.
They get paid millions. They get paid millions.
Getting big money, and these kids can't get. I mean, these young men can't even get shoes and nothing. It's a violation or whatever. You know, I don't agree with that, but that's a whole nother time.
Man, that's a whole nother conversation. I don't even want to get nobody in trouble.
Right. But you know, but they compensate them.
Yeah. Real. But then again, you know, school expensive. School's very expensive.
So what do you mean? That should be that you can.
I mean, it's not, but you know, use them like they're using you.
Yeah, I
agree.
Yeah,
get up out of there. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
You feel as though that's a part of the compensation?
Maybe.
Well, you got to look at that.
Yeah, look at it. Yeah, you got to look at it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, you know, you in it.
Man. So when it comes to your chicken, man, you know, I know you're up here, you know, you've been modest and cool, but you know, you grew up around us, so you got a little competitive nature to you.
Always.
You know, you got a little proud, you know what you do.
Playing against you all the time.
So what you think about, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to these other jerk chickens around here, you know, they on your level?
Nah.
That's what I want to hear. Y'all see?
No,
shout out to Biscuit, DJs, Jerk, everything.
Everything.
Support this brother, man. Everybody know where he at.
Please do.
This please do, man.
It's really good. You would not like.
You can't say you don't like it. Let's be real. You can't even taste it. Be like it's nasty. That just ain't even the same.
I know how to make people believe us. Just come holler at me. I'll definitely make you believe it.
That's what's up, man. Definitely. We got you up here, man. We want you, you know, make sure you plug yourself and you get it because you know everybody's seeing you. Got Intellectual Radio listening, iHeartRadio. You got. Then we of course we on YouTube. Yeah. So everything's been said. So anything you got to say, you get off your chest, man, and plug yourself.
Yeah. Just know, man. DJ Jerk everything.
Okay, that's what it is.
DJ Jerk everything.
Well, that's the name of that's the name of
DJ Jerk everything with an A. With an A. Everything, because I do jerk everything, like seriously, everything.
You might as well hang out with us, man, while we interview Famo, man. We want to hang out with us. This family, man. You might as well just slide on down, let Famo get on in here. Yeah. Let's give it up for DJ Johnson in the building.
Thank you.
Man, all you gotta do is slide down, though, man. All you gotta do is slide on down.
Over here.
Come on, Famo.
All right, cool.
Welcome back to Joe Jackson with Bob and TC. Let's give it up from the south side of Chicago, Illinois. Give it up for comedian Famo in the building.
That's me.
It's a family affair, baby. It's a family affair. Man? Glad you stopped there. What's up, man?
First things first, man. I want to say happy anniversary to my wife, man.
Happy anniversary,
11
brother.
years, man. What's up, man? I'm here, man. Yeah, man.
I just came from somewhere. I'm sorry, man. Man, this jerk's so good, man.
Anybody?
Yeah. Okay, man. Look, first of all, I was listening to the show on my way here, man. And I want to say, y'all forget, every time I hear about the best basketball players from our hood, that's the Wild Hunters, man. You know, everybody always forget this one name, man, that I thought dude was so cold, man. And everybody never say Pat McGee, man. Yeah. Nobody never say Pat McGee, man. Pat McGee used to heat up, boy. Niggas used to get it twisted with Pat McGee. He used to have on that uniform on and heat up.
Yeah,
he used to heat up, boy. I'm telling you, man. No, forget about Pat McGee. Shout out to Pat McGee, man.
He said Pat McGee.
Shout out to Pat McGee, man, because Pat McGee was a heater, man.
You weren't talking about who can hoop. You said he was not up there.
He said your top 5 best. That's what the question
he wasn't up there. We talking about
name your top 5 best. Never mentioned Pat McGee.
Okay, well, name your top 5 best. Pat McGee in there?
All right, listen.
Is Pat McGee in there?
No.
Pat McGee. Ernie. Casadero. And
you said me, Ernie, Casadero.
Well, I got one more. I'm gonna put my man R.I.P. My man on Vincent.
Mikey.
Is that Mikey?
It's a tall one. No.
Ticket.
Oh, before your time.
Who? Van Hook.
Van Hook, man.
Van Hook.
Why?
I was about to say Eldridge.
He's not about to say Eldridge.
If I go to top 5 I done seen out the hood.
Yeah, here we go. If
I go my top 5.
Here we go.
I'm keep 100. Goldie. Y'all remember Goldie?
Yeah, man. Goldie, he was all right.
Yeah, all right. But you said Pat McGee.
Jeff was better than Goldie.
No, he
wasn't. Slav and Jeff was better than Goldie.
Hold on. Ephraim. Goldie. Sean Dockery. Jake. And I'm for real. I'm talking about the best. Then I'll throw in, I gotta go old school. One of them honor mentions. It'll be somebody like Minute Man.
I got you.
Oh, Minute Man was nice. Minute Man was nice.
Famo, tell me what's going on with your comedy show next week, man.
I got another comedy show coming up, man. It's September 29th, man, at the Smoking Hot Lounge, 138th and Cicero, man. Come out to that joint, man. I'm so excited because I got my man Kenny Howe, I got my man Wildcat, and I got some more special guests, man. You never know who might fall in, man. I got some juggling midgets, everything, man. Like, you never know what I might have, man. I might have some moonwalkers with no shirts on or something, man.
That Michael Jackson Prince thing man. You had last time.
You never know what might happen, man. If you got a talent, come down, man. Holler at me, man. In Cicero, Smoking Hot Lounge, man.
What time the show start?
So we started at 10 o'clock, man.
10 o'clock,
it's a
late
Friday
show.
Night show, man.
You like these late shows? Let's put this out. Let's put this out here, though.
Friday night show.
Put the gloves on, Jack. We can let Mohammed Famo Maho come through here without this question. Can we get some of your guests to come on here with you next time?
Well, you know, I talked to Bob about that.
Oh, okay.
And I always invite my guests.
Okay.
You know, but I only can do what I can do. You know,
okay.
So I'm here, man. Promoting them man the show.
That's what I'm talking about.
Know, sometimes cats be busy, man.
Yeah, it's tough out here.
Well, on Jaw Jacking, we gonna plug you though. We gonna plug you
once
a month. You do a show. We gonna plug you and your guests on here, but then we're gonna turn it right around. We gonna offer you Thursday nights with my man Robbie Reed with Chicago Millionaires. We already talked to him. He said, man, you're gonna have a straight pipeline. So that's what we do. We networking around here to make sure that you get all your work out here. Yeah. You know, make sure you get your work out here. Your people out here doing what you're doing. You know, that's what we doing on Jaw Jacking.
It's a great night.
We got the chicken out here, man. We come on down, man.
Got the hood, families and friends as we do. You know,
DJ might come through with the chicken on the show. You never know, man.
Let me deal with them. It's business. They'll buy it. Yeah. Set some church tacos in there.
Tacos. I come in some tacos. You know.
That's what we do. I don't want good shows though, man. I don't want that dude performing no more up there. That little accidental rapper you had up there on that show.
Man, you know what?
Love don't we?
You know what, man? Well, we went to school with him actually.
Oh, okay.
He went to Esmond, then he went to Morgan Park.
Oh, wow.
But he a good cat, man.
Yeah, he be
so
doing his thing.
I ain't know he was gonna do that. I thought he was gonna do some comedy like
Famo, what he do?
Started off.
Famo, what he do?
He had a couple of songs he made. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, his wife liked it. His wife, but that man brought like 10, 12 people.
So it paid out. It paid off.
That's what he brought, man. Yeah, he brought 12 people.
That'll
man.
get you on the.
He can do that again, man. Shout out to my man Tyson Smith, man. You know.
Yeah, that'll get you on the program, baby. Yeah. 10 to 12 people showing up buying tickets. That'll get you on the program. One more time, plug yourself, Famo.
Comedian Famo, man. You can catch me at the barbershop on 111. I cut hair too, man. I just don't like when cats stare me in the eyes when I'm lying to your mustache up. Don't do that. I don't like that. But you can find me, man, on 111 Longwood, Beverly Barbershop, man. And you can find me this September 29th, man, the Smoking Hot Lounge, man. Come down, get your laugh on, get a drink on with your boy, man. We all family.
Yes, sir.
So
how much tickets?
The tickets, like, they 1 for 2 for 20.
Oh, you can't beat that.
2 for 20. You can get the tickets at Beverly Barbershop too, man. So, and you can call this number 708-985-5690. Come down and get your tickets, man.
One more time, DJ. Plug yourself, DJ.
DJ's Jerk Everything. Facebook, DJ David DJ Johnson. And then IG, Twitter, Facebook, IG, Twitter, and Snap. It's DJ1230_BAS.
So we got both y'all doing y'all things and entrepreneurs making y'all way out here. Let's talk about why we got a chance, a quick little minute about how it is hard to get your own people to support you.
Oh,
now, you know, let's be real.
Oh, man.
I got a brother doing an album. People don't even buy it. You know what I'm saying? That's but still drop October 28th and I'm plugging it all day. Perfect Gangster, it's gonna be real. Yeah, but our own people. You know what I'm saying? Like Maho, you doing comedy clubs, you know, ain't no way it should be selling out. We know too many people.
Right.
Support.
Everybody
DJ.
Well, I believe in you guys gotta keep going, man. You gotta lead by example, man.
There you
and
go.
People gonna catch on, man.
They gotta ride the wave,
people man, you gotta keep going strong. You know what? You just gave me a boost of energy when you said that, because I know what it takes, man.
Yep.
You gotta keep going, man. Do you, man. People gonna catch on when they see what's happening.
That's what I feel about Jaw Jackie. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna catch it. Once we blow out, they're gonna be wanting to ride the wave. We still gonna be there for you though.
See, I know y'all two brothers is genuine, so
yeah,
you can't beat that. So y'all sure gonna make it. It's just up to y'all to go ahead and do what y'all gotta do.
We already made it. We doing it about your comedy, Bob. We're already here at IntellectualRadio.com. So give it up for comedian Famo.
Yes, sir.
And DJ Johnson. Thank you for listening to Joe Jackson with Bob and TC on IntellectualRadio.com. 42. See you next week.